Today we are going to round decimals. Okay, we've rounded decimals before, or not decimals before. We've rounded before and estimated, but this time we're going to use decimals. Okay, so we're going to be on page 303. Okay, so we're going to recall that numbers with digits in the tenths place, hundredths place, and beyond are called decimals. When you round a decimal, you find its approximate value. Okay, so we're going to do this first of all using a number line. Okay, so in our example here, we have Andrew's laptop has a processor with a speed of 2 and 8 tenths gigahertz. Round the processing speed of the laptop to the nearest whole number. Okay, so we're going to use a number line to round 2 and 8 tenths to the nearest whole number. So it says draw 10 equal increments between 2 and 3 on the number line. Okay, so if we're going to do equal increments, we get 10 of them. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that gives me 10 equal increments because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then to that would be the 10th one. Okay, so we're going to place a dot on 2.8 and label it. So if we have 2.8, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be here. Okay, so we're labeling that 2. Didn't show up there. 2.8. Okay. All right. So we're going to determine if 2.8 or 2 and 8 tenths is closer to 2 or 3. So if you look at the number line, it's very obviously closer to the 3. So 2.8 is closer to 3. Okay. So we're going to round 2.8 to 3. 2 and 8 tenths gets rounded to 3. Okay. All right. Now, that's with using a number line. Now, we're not always going to be able to use a number line, so we go to the next page 304, and we have a chart up here, which we're going to use, a little chart. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to underline the digit in the place to which you want to round. So, in that case, if I am looking here, and we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so I want to underline the number in the tenths place, which would be the 7. Okay. Then next we're going to look at the digit to the right. If it's less than 4, or if the digit is 4 or less, you're going to keep the underlined digit, or as some might say, if it's 4 or less, let it rest. Okay. Then if the digit is 5 or greater, round the underlined digit to the next greater digit. So if it's 5 or more, raise the score. Okay, so we look at, in this problem down here, we're going to look at the 3 right here. Okay, so we look at it, we ask ourselves, is it 4 or less or 5 or more? Obviously a 3 is going to be correct. Hopefully you answered less than 4, so we're going to let the 7 rest. Okay, so we're not going to do anything with the 7. Now the last thing is important. We seem to forget this a lot. So that last one we're going to do is drop the digit to the right of the underlined digit. So after we've used this, we're going to get rid of this 3. Pretend this 3 is no longer there, and our answer is going to be 4 and 7 tenths. That is our number rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay. All right. So that's example number 2. Okay. So we get on here to example number, or guided practice number 1. It says round 8 and 74 hundredths to the nearest 1. Not the nearest tenth, not the nearest hundred, but the nearest 1. Okay. So the ones place is going to be the 8. That's the digit in the ones place. So we're going to look at the number to the right, which is a 7. Okay, and that's, so we ask ourselves, is 7 4 or less, or 5 or more? We obviously see that this 7, so we're looking at the 7 here. So we're seeing that the 7 is definitely higher than 5, so we're going to raise the score. So 8 and 74 hundredths becomes 9, because we lose everything to the right of the digits to the right of the number we are rounding to. So everything after the 8 gets dropped. Now it becomes 9. So everything after the 9 gets dropped because we don't need that anymore. Okay. All right. What I would like you to do is I'd like you to turn to the next page, and actually I'd like to skip to page 307. I want you to do numbers 1 through 6 on your own, and raise your hand when you're done.